A young seeker once approached Adi Shankaracharya with a troubled heart and a restless mind. He had studied the scriptures, listened to discourses, and heard the great declaration of Advaita Vedanta again and again. Brahman is real, the world is unreal. Yet something inside him refused to settle. With folded hands, he asked a question that many fear asking aloud. If the world is unreal, as you say, then why does it hurt so much? Why does loss break me? Why does pain feel so real? Adi Shankara looked at the seeker with compassion, not surprise. He knew this question well, because it arises not from ignorance alone, but from honesty. This question is not philosophical hair-splitting. It is existential. Every human who suffers asks this silently. If everything is an illusion, why do tears burn? If the world is Maya, why does grief crush the heart? If nothing here is ultimately real, why does pain feel undeniable? To understand Shankara's answer, we must first understand what Advaita Vedanta means by the word unreal. Unreal does not mean non-existent, like the horns of a rabbit. It means not absolutely real. The world is not false in experience. It is false in essence. It exists, but it does not exist independently. It depends on consciousness, just as a dream depends on the dreamer. Adi Shankara explained that the world is like a dream experienced during sleep. While dreaming, everything feels real. Fear causes sweating, joy causes laughter, pain causes crying. The dream body suffers, the dream mind panics. But upon waking, we realize that the entire experience existed only within consciousness. The suffering was real in the dream, but not real in truth. The seeker objected silently. But this is not a dream. This is waking life. Shankara smiled and replied that from the standpoint of higher knowledge, this waking world is also a kind of dream, a longer, more consistent, shared dream. It feels solid because the mind has been conditioned to believe in it since birth. Pain hurts because you believe you are the body and mind. The moment identification happens, suffering becomes inevitable. When you say, I am hurt, I am insulted, I am broken, you are unconsciously equating the self with transcend experiences. According to Advaita, this misidentification is the root of all suffering. Shankara emphasized that the self, the true you, is not the body that ages, not the mind that reacts, not the emotions that fluctuate. The self is pure awareness, unchanged by pleasure or pain. Pain belongs to the body-mind, not to consciousness itself. But because ignorance causes us to mistake the body-mind for the self, pain feels personal. The seeker then asked, if ignorance causes suffering, why doesn't knowledge remove pain instantly? Shankara answered with a subtle distinction. Knowledge removes ignorance, but the effects of past conditioning do not vanish immediately. Just as a potter's wheel continues spinning even after the potter stops pushing it, the body-mind continues reacting even after realization begins. This is why even enlightened beings may experience physical pain or emotional sensations, but they do not suffer in the same way. Pain may arise, but it does not bind. It does not define them. It does not shake their identity. The difference lies not in the absence of pain, but in the absence of identification. Adi Shankara used another powerful analogy. He said the world is like a snake seen in a rope. In dim light, a rope appears as a snake and causes fear. The fear is real. The sweating is real. The heartbeat is real. But the snake itself never existed. Once the light is brought, the fear vanishes instantly. Not because the fear was fake, but because the misunderstanding was corrected. Similarly, the world hurts because it is misunderstood. We assume permanence where there is impermanence. We expect fulfillment from things that are temporary. We seek security in what is constantly changing. When reality fails to match expectation, suffering arises. Shankara clarified that Advaita Vedanta does not deny suffering. It explains it. It does not mock pain. It transcends it. Saying the world is unreal is not meant to dismiss human experience, but to free us from bondage to it. The teaching is not for denial, but for discernment. The seeker then asked, "If the world is unreal, should I stop caring?" Shankara firmly rejected this misunderstanding. Detachment does not mean indifference. Wisdom does not mean coldness. As long as the body and mind exist, compassion and responsibility must exist. The difference is that actions are performed without attachment to outcome and without ego. Adi Shankara himself traveled across India, debated scholars, wrote commentaries, established monasteries. If the world were meaningless, he would not have acted. The enlightened do not abandon the world. They stop being enslaved by it. Pain, Shankara said, is a teacher. It reveals attachment. Wherever pain exists, there is clinging. Wherever grief exists, there is mistaken ownership. Pain shows us where we have forgotten our true nature. The seeker then asked one final question. If realization dawns, will pain disappear forever? Shankara answered gently. Sensations may arise, circumstances may change, but suffering as a psychological burden ends. The realized person experiences life fully but is no longer wounded by it. Waves may rise on the surface, but the ocean remains unmoved. The core teaching of Advaita is not that the world does not exist, but that you are not limited by it. The world hurts because you believe you are small, fragile, and incomplete. When this belief dissolves, pain loses its authority. Adi Shankara concluded by saying that liberation is not escaping the world, but seeing it clearly. When ignorance falls, the same world is seen as a play of consciousness. Joy and sorrow still appear, but they no longer imprison the heart. The seeker bowed, not because his pain vanished instantly, but because clarity had begun. He understood that the world hurts not because it is real, but because it is mistaken for ultimate truth. And the journey of Advaita is not about denying pain, but about discovering the one who was never wounded.